back, back. So hopefully, I noticed that the sound is not really like I sound like wow, 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 wow. So I don't know. Hopefully, you're understanding everything I'm saying. Um, so let's see how this goes. Just let me know if it sounds too muffled. I tend to speak very, I guess, low, soft. My tone is very low, so I'm trying to spike it up a little bit so that you understand. So we're now doing dealing with borderlines. You gotta set up the lines. Even just to give you an example, what's going on in the world where there's no borderlines. It seems like a very humanitarian thing to do. It seems like the right thing to do. But when you don't have borderlines, I used to think that way. I used to think like there shouldn't be no borders. Everybody should come in and out. But unfortunately, nobody's equal. No, not everyone is equal. I read, I believe it's Plato who said that uh, there's no such a thing as equality. Equality is among equals, and that's definitely truth. Um, I cannot, scientists, I'm not equal to them. I'm not, I cannot be equal to scientists. They have a different mentality, different studies, so I cannot be equal. I'm equal only to my kind, the same people like me. So there's no equality. I think that some people work really hard and some people don't work. And I don't see anything wrong with not working, by the way. So I'm just saying that we're not equal, right? Let's say that you're playing a video game and it's a survival game and the other person not doing anything. And you're doing all the hunting, killing, bringing food, and the other person just eating it. By the way, it happens to me. Playing video games, I would be hunting and killing and almost getting killed, and using all my bullets and trying to bring food into it's a survival game. And the other person just eats it. You see what I mean? And I'm getting pissed. I'm getting pissed. Like, no, everybody got to go get food. So I decided to put rules like everybody gets go hunt what they're gonna eat, right? That's it, because I can't bring it in the food, and other people are not contributing. And so there's got to be other ways too. There's I play with someone who she really doesn't like to go hunt, but she does other things like taking care of the chickens, taking care of that. So she's contributing. So she doesn't have to do the same like me in the game. Anyways, so it's the same thing. So not everybody's equal. Some people play video games and they're really good. They go kill everything in front. Me, I'm a little pussy. I go there and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to get killed because I don't want to lose all my shit that I work hard for. That's it. So anyway, so there's no equality. And so when you don't put borderlines in your life, the same thing happens. Uh, we we're living in a physical dimension with certain, I guess, it's a blueprint. It's parameters, or perimeter. I'm trying to use the correct word here, but we have a structure, we have a blueprint for this dimension. And time is one of them. It's introduced into this dimension, and that's why we have the idea that there's past and there's future and there's present, right? So I used to tell my son about anyone, I would say, the person is divine essence, It's a beautiful divine essence, but as a human being, it's a big asshole. It's a jerk. Because I understand that, that everybody's essence, and that we are having an experience, but objectively, I'm not gonna put up with shit just because the person is essence, because it's part of the experience, yeah. And so it's an experience, you learn. You say, well, this person, I'm trying to be nice, especially because we have a lot of, and by the way, it's part of the dimension. So anybody that says I'm not religious, they don't know what they're talking about, because religion or religious beliefs is part of this physical dimension of the blueprint. So anybody that says I'm not religious, bullshit. Everything that we do, it has a religious belief, a background. It's religious. So there's no such a thing as atheist. There's no atheist, And so you're trying to do the right thing because you feel like, well, I gotta be nice, blah 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 blah. And there's danger. You can fall into a trap of discounting yourself, and people just eat you alive. So you have to be careful about this, okay? And the best way to put it is pay attention to yourself. This is part of the awareness. I'm going to always talk about awareness here so that eventually you become very aware, okay? Because I wasn't aware of a lot of things. And today, this non-physical teacher tells me I'm very aware now. So it's definitely. And one of the things about awareness is that's why it's important that I speak about that, because it's not just being aware of your surroundings. You become more aware about physical signals, body signals. Let's say you're doing something and your body saying no, right? Let's say that the body says no, because the body really, it's actually a signal. And I'll explain more of a signal because I talk about signals. So before you would get a message, right? A message is an emotion. It's a signal. It's a communication. And I don't remember feeling anything. I don't remember having anxiety. I never had anxiety in my life. I never was depressed. And I would get mad here and there, but I wasn't, sometimes I would feel like down. I guess that's depression. But physical pain? No physical pain. I never had a headache. And then as I became more and more aware, I now have anxiety. I don't have it now, but I'm saying I started getting anxiety, panic attacks that would last. I spent years with anxiety until this teacher, I was able to communicate, really communication, and he explained to me what was happening. I was getting, I don't remember if you guys remember me telling me that I would get this and I would get that. It was, I would get something, like a thought, and I follow, and it was amazing. I don't remember you, well, I don't remember. I don't know if you remember me mentioning that I get stuff that I know is not coming from me, right? Well, some of the stuff was coming from me, non-physically, okay, because you're an essence, but some of the stuff was coming from other essences. In any case, anxiety is a signal, but you start to become more aware. When you do something, the body gives you a signal, And one of the things is, well, anyway, I'm not going to get off the subject. Even, I will talk about this because it's very, very important if you have anxiety, you know, I have really, really, especially when there's trauma. I know that somebody told me about a friend who was terrified of going to sleep, a fear of going to sleep, and eventually committed suicide. So, very important of these things that you know how to. I mean, that you know how. Excuse me. That you know how to help someone that is going through something like that, because you may make it worse or you may not be of any help. So is you never know when you're gonna, you know this, how to help someone with anxiety or with this what we call weird things like why you're afraid of going to sleep, and also empathic, or when we were very suggestible, um, and influence. We get influenced very easily. That's why they have influencers. These influencers are used in politics. They are used in corporations. For you to buy stuff in marketing is influence. That's why you call them influencers. Influencers are basically people that influence you to do something. That's it. Period. And they do it all the time. Your friends. And nowadays, business. Nowadays, like a big thing to be an influencer, But people doing it all the time. It's part of this, I get the body consciousness here, objectively, that other people influence you. I mean, somebody's eating something, you feel like eating it. The thing is, like, don't get influenced. Pay attention the stuff that you're doing. Are you doing it because other people were doing it, or because it's what you want to do, And do you need it? It's a very important thing. So we get very influenced by other people. In any case, we're talking about setting borderlines. When you live with people, it's the most difficult part. It's living with someone. And a lot of you are living with a husband, wife, uncle, father, mother, mother-in-law, who knows? Many, many situations that especially nowadays, where people are having this kind of a hard time, paying for things, and etc. So you have to put a line, a borderline right there. Your rights ends where my rights begin. So you cannot cross a line. But you got to do it from the beginning. Okay? That doesn't mean they're going to honor, your request to respect your space. They're not going to honor you. Most people, they don't give a fuck. They're just not going to do it. But the important part is be consistent and be strong. Don't ask for people. Please don't step on my shoes, on my feet. Please give me a space. I need a space, please. That's not the way to do it. You gotta be very strong. In other words, you have to say this with conviction. Almost threatening, where the person just gets a shock. Say, you are not going to step one foot on this side of what I want, my space. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. Right? Don't tell people you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do that. No. You say with conviction, and actually, you know what I do, or what I used to do, and sometimes I just do it, is I don't say it. I don't tell the person because people don't give a fuck. They're not even listening to you. When you talk, people are not listening. I work with people and I tell them, they tell me, they do this, they do this. I say, and people don't listen because you are wasting your fucking time telling to people that don't give a fuck. Their IQ is very low and they're not even getting what you're saying. And they don't give a fuck what you're saying. Okay? So don't tell people, don't explain anything, nothing. You just did this to yourself. You said to yourself, you're not going to, you have a conversation with the person, but mentally you said, you're not going to step on my space. Not one foot in my space. You're not going to fucking do that. Now, when you talk like that, the person's getting it, by the way. And I'm going to tell you something. They get it more than if you tell them with words. And I'm going to tell you why. I have conversations with very difficult people that just fucking insufferable, right? And I don't deal with these people anymore. I moved away from that shit because when I started taking care of myself, when I started not discounting myself, then my life started changing. Then, now, today, I surround myself, like, not on purpose, just I attract people that respect me. People that like me. People that understand, not freaking fucking low IQ. Where before, I would be surrounded by these people and I would wonder why everybody's such an asshole, why everybody's an asshole, because my energy was attracting these assholes, that's why. I understand that now, but I didn't. And I wish I knew. My life would have been a lot easier, but I'm telling you something, the experience that I had, is priceless. I can tell you with certainty that what I'm telling you here in this podcast are 100% truth. Not perception, truth. Because in physical reality, there's no truth, there's perception. But what I'm telling you is truth, which is different. That comes from non-physical. This knowledge, it comes from non-physical, not from physical. Physicality is nothing but perception. In any case, I stopped surrounding myself. Well, I would always say, like, I attract these people. Why am I attracting? I'm not even looking for them. They come to me. Yeah, it's called energy, and I was attracting all these people. In any case, back then, what I used to do is talk to them mentally, and I would get excellent results. They change completely because I was talking to them non-physically, which is different. And also you talk to yourself non-physically too if you want to change something like health, like money. I'm going to give you a lot of nice things that are going to help you financially, for your health, for anything that you want. You talk to other people mentally, and you talk to yourself mentally. Why? Remember when I taught you about the landscaping? Landscaping is the way that you speak to you, because there's a you physically and there's a you non-physically. You're gonna speak to the non-physically because what happened is, if your life is shit right now, it's because you've been sending the wrong message to the non-physical part of you, and it's giving you, because non-physically there's no shit. Non-physically is neutral. So you've been asking for shit and it's giving you shit, but non-physically is no shit, it's just neutral. The thing is that you didn't know what you were requesting. What was your request? And your request is the way you behave toward you, the things that you do, what you believe. Now, thoughts do not create, just so you know. Thoughts don't create. The brain doesn't create shit. The brain actually is an amazing machine of translation. It's translating everything physically. So it is an amazing. It's necessary. But thought don't come from your brain. It's consciousness. In any case, so you tell yourself and you tell the other person, you're gonna respect, you're gonna honor me. See, if somebody treats you with disrespect, it's because you have been discounting yourself. Now, not only with that person, with everybody. That person is a reflection of your energy. If your wife is a jerk and treating you like shit, no respect, nothing, then you do not question that woman. You do not question your wife. You question yourself. What kind of energy am I emitting? What kind of energy I'm projecting? And you realize when you do that, that's all you gotta do. You realize that it's not just your wife, it's everybody. And then you look at your life and you realize this shit's been going on for a while with every fucking body. Okay? And the minute you stop and you start acknowledging yourself, acknowledging you, and respecting yourself. If somebody doesn't respect you, it's because you do not respect yourself. If somebody doesn't love you, people don't love you, you don't love yourself. Don't look for love out there. Oh, somebody to love me. Start with you, loving yourself. Because if you don't acknowledge yourself, if you don't respect yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you don't like yourself, there's no way in fucking hell that anybody else is going to do it. But the minute that you love yourself, everybody, oh my God, they even say, I love you. Of course, it's not the love, pure love, but it's basically likes. Physically, people don't love you. Physically, people like you. There's no such a thing as love physically, okay? The people have no idea what love is, but they like you, all right? Now, love, you can love yourself. Start really loving yourself. But do you love yourself? I doubt it. Because loving yourself is very difficult because you're going to have to love yourself with no limitations. There's no conditions. Unconditional love. Can you love yourself if you look in the mirror and look ugly, you look old, you got wrinkles, you are fat, or you're skinny, or you have this figure face? Do you still love yourself? Or you just don't love yourself because you got older, or you got fatter, or you lost all your teeth? Do you still love yourself? That's unconditional love, okay? So start with you. Start loving yourself. Because if you're going to tell the other person, do not come in my room, I told you not to come in my room, I told you not to call me at work, if you've been doing that, or if you do it now, you're going to see that it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I tell people over and over and over, people that work with me, not to do that. And they forget and do it. And all it does is frustrating because they don't fucking listen. It's just they're not going to listen. It's because they're not even listening. It's not that they do it because I'm going to do it on purpose just to fuck him. No. It's that they're not even listening. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck whatever you say. They'll continue to do it over and over and over. All you do is get frustrated. You get sick. You don't feel good. And they continue to fucking with you, doing the same shit that you just told not to do it. Right? So when somebody says, let's say somebody, I don't know, ask you to go out, calls you and said, hey, I want you to go to, I want you to buy a game because I love video games. And you say, no, I don't wanna buy that game. And then they continue, hey, did you buy the game? Hey, just told you that I wasn't gonna buy it. Oh, yeah, okay, I forgot. And then again, but buy it, why don't you buy it? And they continue to fuck with you about buying and buying and buying. And it never stops because they're not listening. You tell your husband, you tell your wife that you don't like them to do that, they continue to do it. Or you ask him that, you don't like eggs, and they continue to give you eggs. But let me tell you something. It's not that they're doing it on purpose to give you eggs when you know you don't like eggs or they make you nauseous. They're doing it because they don't give a fuck. You see what I mean? You're not that important. Let me tell you something. People do not remember what is not important to them. And the majority of the people, you're not important to them. Sometimes they're not even important to themselves. So when I talk to people, I realize I'm not important to them. So they're not going to remember. They're going to continue to fucking do it. Okay? So I'm the one who got to do something about it. I'll talk to them mentally and tell them I don't want fucking eggs. Don't give me eggs. Or whatever it is. And when they continue to ask me if I want eggs, I ignore them. I love eggs, but I'm just saying. So do you want eggs? Hello, do you want eggs? No. Okay. The next day, do you want eggs? Do you want eggs? Do you want eggs? I will not answer until they get fucking tired and they go, did you hear me what I said when I, did you hear me telling you I don't like eggs? No, I didn't hear you. Well, I don't want eggs. And they just take it easy. Now, if somebody continues to do that, there's really something wrong with the person. They just don't give a fuck about you. Not necessarily that there's something wrong with the person, but you're not important. You understand? And so that's a flag. You don't want that person in your life. You understand? Because I'm not going to spend 10 years telling the fucking person that I don't like eggs, and they continue to ask me every day that if I have one eggs. And I can tell them I told you a million times that I don't want eggs, and you continue to ask me, and they'll say, no, you never told me that. So I'm just going to get frustrated. So the best thing to do at this point is realize that this person cannot be in my life because I'm not important to this person, and it's just frustrating me to be with this person. So either the person's an idiot or they just don't give a fuck about me. But either way, I need to move away. But also change my energy because somehow I attracted this idiot in my life, right? Anyways, I'm going to continue. The next thing that I want to do is I told you I was going to give you the other little secret to have everything that you want. But the next one that I'm going to do is going to be healing trauma. So I'm going to do that, how to heal trauma. Because most of the stuff that you're doing, if you're afraid to leave a person, especially men are right now in a stage of trauma. Because somehow, women, there's some bullshit out there that says that, well, right now we are experiencing female energy, right? But female energy doesn't mean women. Female energy means intuition. where before was more masculine energy, which was intellectual. Okay, so feminine energy doesn't mean women energy, and somehow somebody out there decided that it's a women's time now, so they are going to behave like drunks, abuse guys of everything, get the guys fired and go after men. They're going to fucking hate men. The men haters club. So men are going now, the men are creating groups, big groups, where they hate women. Oh my God, especially young women. I saw this guy saying, he was saying that with these young women, no, it's just a fucking mess. He said now he's just going for the 75-year-olds. And the guy, hey mama, sexy mama, 75-year-old. Oh God. And I said, it's good for me. All these younger women are all fighting men. They hate men. They hate men. I don't know. They're more men for me. Anyways, you cannot live without men. Men are very important. So I don't know. They got this bullshit from the new age that women, it's not a women's energy. It's a feminine, and not even female energy. It's feminine energy. There's feminine and masculine energy. And so they study a thing about accusing and going after men. I love men, and I'm going to tell you something. Everything that we have, whether you like it or not, I would say it's like 80%, maybe even 90% men created it. They built bridges. They do amazing things, men. So we couldn't live without men. I don't want to be without men. I mean, all the women there that hate men, they can go live in their own planet. I stay here with the guys. You know what I mean? Because they're amazing. What they can do biologically, physically, no woman can do it. I don't care how much you want to be like a man, you'll never be a man. That's it. It's because it's physiological, impossible. So I love men, and I see them how they work, and construction and everything. I say, wow, so fucking, you got to give them a lot of credit. Even a lot of guys cannot do that, young guys, really young. So, I just, men, I love that. I love, women do their thing too, but we have to. So men are going through trauma too, where they are afraid to divorce a woman, or they are afraid to leave this woman, if especially they have kids, because they're afraid that the courts will take the women's side, and the guy will lose. So it's not true, but depending where you live. So some states tend to be, I don't know, but I'm going to give you this knowledge that I just received a few days ago, and to help you, okay? To help you in every part of your life, for women and for men, because not all women, and I just want to put this out there, there's a lot of women, I would say most women love men. They love men as a very important part of life, they appreciate men. I don't mean love men to go to bed with them, I mean appreciate men. I know there's a lot of women out there, and I would say that most women appreciate men, appreciate men in general. The ones that are out there screaming that they hate men, that's just, they have a big mouth, and so I tell guys, don't listen to that. Most women really, really, really appreciate. Now, young girls get influenced by all this shit out there, and they just a lot of attention. But when they get a certain age, they realize, fuck, nothing like having a guy, right? You have a car, men did it, and they probably they created it, they built it, and they will probably fix it for you too, and they know anything about a car because it's like a natural thing for them, it's an instinct to do this kind of shit. But we women are more, we're not nurturing, we're intuitive. So yeah, we're an asset too, but don't discount the guys. So I'm going to talk about trauma and how to heal trauma, because this situation with the attacked men, and men are afraid that somebody from the past is going to say that he touched her or whatever, is traumatic, you know, is very traumatic. But also women and people in general, we all have traumas. So I'm going to talk about how to heal trauma. First of all, you have to recognize it's a trauma. And I would say that everybody has trauma. Everybody. Just the fact that you're here physically, you have trauma, and you're going to continue to have trauma. And you need to fix all that trauma, heal that trauma, so that it doesn't compound more trauma over trauma over trauma. Anyway, have a good day.